Get ready, because Richard Lawson just said something that has the internet in shock. And not in a good way. Tina Knowles' former husband made a surprising statement that no one expected. He claimed that Beyonce and Jay-Z's youngest son, Sir Carter, isn't just quiet or reserved. He's reportedly severely autistic. But that's not the only thing he said. Richard also claimed that Sir has been living in a full-time care facility for several years. Fans have often wondered why Sir is rarely seen, while his twin sister, Rumi, is slowly becoming more visible. Rumi has been featured in Beyoncé's visuals, joined her at events, and even appeared on stage during her tour. In contrast, Sir has stayed completely out of sight. No red carpets, no public appearances, not even a candid photo from the paparazzi. Now that Richard has put this story out there, people are trying to understand what's really going on. Could this explain why Beyoncé keeps her personal life so guarded? Is this the reason Jay-Z is extremely private when it comes to his children? Social media is blowing up, and people are taking the news seriously. This isn't some random rumor from a message board. It allegedly came straight from Richard Lawson, Beyoncé's ex-stepfather, during a recent talk. He didn't seem to sugarcoat it or hide anything. He reportedly said it as if it were common knowledge. The moment his words got out, social media went into a frenzy. If his claims are true, they might explain some of the things fans have quietly wondered about. Since the twins were born, people have noticed Rumi is often seen in public, while Sir has remained almost invisible. Rumi shows up in visuals, social media posts, and even on family vacations.
Somebody wants to join. Now let's go do our play date.
And cut.
Sir has barely been seen at all. Since he was a baby, there haven't been any official photos. No events, no public appearances, just total silence. Many fans assumed Beyoncé was simply being a protective mother. But now, after what Richard reportedly shared, that silence is being looked at in a whole new way. What's even more surprising is what people are saying now. Based on the buzz around Richard's comments, it's not just about Sir possibly having autism. The claim is that Beyoncé and Jay-Z weren't able to manage the situation, so they placed him in a private full-time care facility. It's said to be extremely high-end and costly, but still, it's not their home. That part has left many people stunned. Some feel like they gave up on him, while others think it may have been a painful choice they had to make. Either way, it clashes with the polished, close-knit family image Beyoncé and Jay-Z have always shown the world. What makes all this harder to understand is the silence from their side. No statement, no denial, nothing from either Beyoncé or Jay-Z. They've always kept their kids' lives out of the spotlight, but the fact that someone like Richard, who was once very close, would speak on something so personal after his split from Tina has people questioning his reasons. Was it a mistake? Was he trying to be hurtful? Or did he reveal something that was never meant to come out? Nobody knows for sure. People also can't ignore how much more Beyoncé shares about Blue Ivy and Rumi, but with Sir, there's this noticeable emotional distance. If the claims are real, it could explain a lot. It might even be why Beyoncé and Jay-Z have become more guarded than ever. Because if people found out their son lives away from them, even if it's in the best care possible, it could damage the image they've carefully maintained. And here's the part really grabbing attention. Tina might have already seen this kind of thing coming. When she divorced Richard, she reportedly made him sign a non-disclosure agreement, stopping him from speaking about her kids or grandkids. They also agreed not to say anything negative about each other or their families, and that anything shared publicly about the divorce had to be cleared by both sides. If you're wondering how Richard would even know all this, it's because his connection with Tina started long before their marriage. They first met when she was pregnant with Beyoncé. Nothing happened then. But years later, after Tina split from Matthew Knowles, she and Richard finally became a couple. There were even whispers that Tina and Richard may have had something going on before her marriage officially ended. But since Matthew was reportedly doing his own thing, people didn't criticize Tina too much if she moved on early. Beyoncé's old vocal coach, David Brewer, once claimed he accidentally saw Tina kissing Richard at her house. He said she was supposed to be at work, but when he stopped by to grab his keyboard, she was there with Richard. It got awkward, and she introduced Richard as her cousin, saying he was going through addiction issues. Tina and Richard got married in 2015 after her divorce from Matthew, but the relationship didn't always look stable. Fans even noticed moments where Tina seemed distant or cold toward Richard. especially one incident where something she said rubbed people the wrong way.
I envisioned the type of man I wanted. I prayed for the type of man I wanted, and I got pretty much that. Is he perfect? Absolutely not. But, you know, he has a lot of the qualities. He has a lot of the qualities that I love, and we're having a really good time, and I'm enjoying life. So there is hope.
When fans noticed how strange Tina Knowles' comment sounded, she didn't take it back. Instead, she doubled down, saying, "I'm careful not to confuse excellence with perfection. I can aim for excellence. Perfection is up to God." She also shared the quote with a caption saying she agreed with Michael J. Fox's words and added that only God can be perfect. Now, that same person is in the spotlight again, and the subject is sensitive: Beyonce's kids. Beyonce has always been private about her children, but recently she shared more. Blue Ivy has been performing during the Cowboy Carter tour, showing confidence and energy. Fans have loved seeing her grow up on stage. Rumi has also had her moments. During the song Protector, she joins Beyonce for a dance. Sometimes she forgets the steps, gets too excited, and just enjoys the moment. Once, she grabbed the mic and shouted, "That made me so happy!" It was adorable and seemed innocent. Still, some fans started analyzing her behavior. They noticed her jumping and waving her arms and claimed it could be stimming, repetitive movements linked with autism. But others felt she was just an excited little girl performing in front of thousands. No one could say for sure, but the year Chuo debate had already started. The attention turned back to Sir. Richard Lawson had allegedly said his condition was more serious, which made people reflect on Beyonce's pregnancy with the twins. It was complicated. She had preeclampsia and had to undergo an emergency C-section. One of the twins had heartbeat issues. Many now believe it was Sir. In a Vogue interview, Beyonce said she weighed 218 pounds at delivery and had been on bed rest for over a month. She described the birth as traumatic. Her organs had to be moved during the procedure, and the twins were placed in the NICU. She later admitted she was in survival mode and didn't process everything right away. These revelations led to more theories. Fans began speculating that complications during pregnancy may have caused developmental issues for Sir. There's no confirmed proof, but the rumors grew. Beyonce later spoke about her kids. When talking about Blue Ivy and Rumi, she said it was important for them to feel confident and lead without fear. But when she talked about her son, the tone changed. She said she wants him to resist pressure from the internet and feel free to grow into his own identity. She didn't say much else. Then Azealia Banks joined the conversation. She claimed the Carters were hiding Sir to avoid judgment. She tweeted, "Stop hiding your son. People are going to find out eventually, and it's going to look bad if you seem ashamed of your own child." Kanye West added fuel to the fire. He said, "Wait, has anyone seen Beyonce and Jay-Z's younger kids? They're retarded." He followed up by praising artificial insemination and said no one could silence him, not even Jay-Z. Since Kanye was once close to the couple, people wondered if he knew something the public didn't. That only added to the storm. The story was soon all over blogs, fan pages, and gossip sites. Some said Beyonce and Jay-Z were just protective parents. Others believed they were covering something up. Many supported them, saying it's better to keep kids out of the spotlight if they're not ready. But the complete silence from the couple only pushed more people to question the truth. The only person in the family who's really spoken about Sir recently is Tina Knowles. She said he's a quiet, smart boy who loves reading and electronics. She added that this is part of why the public doesn't see much of him.
Can you tell us a little bit about Rumi and how excited
Well,
she is?
Rumi is amazing. She's an amazing artist, like painter and creator. And so, I mean, how could they be anything else growing up in that environment? That's all we talk about is creativity and fashion and the whole thing.
What is Sir interested in?
Sir is very quiet and is very, very smart and does all of the number stuff. So he's not into the fashion stuff.
Beyonce's mom once mentioned that Sir's favorite story is about the smallest tree being the strongest. A touching detail, but some fans feel the family's trying to send a message. Richard even compared it to Toni Braxton's approach with her son Diesel, who was diagnosed with autism early on. She embraced it and supported him fully. Now Diesel's 22 and just graduated from Howard University. Richard revealing all this has people talking. What do you think? Share your thoughts below. Hit like and subscribe for more real celeb talk you won't find anywhere else.